Good morning, dribblers. Vainglorious. Good morning. Let me go out in the sunlight for a minute. Vainglorious. Look at this wonderful day the Creator has bestowed upon us. Bright out here. Damn, that pool looking nasty. Yuck. Norfolk. $757. What up? The notifications in full effect. Grand Rising, people. Y'all hear them crickets and shit? Buffalo, 716. What up? What up? DC, Newark, South Jersey. It's a nice day. It's a nice day. This is hooping weather. I seen a barber that look exactly like you. He don't look like me. You giving him a compliment. He should be grateful to you for such sentiments. Baltimore, Phoenix, the DMV, Beantown, 619. What's the 619, yo? Fort Wayne, Indiana. What up? Good morning, Chesapeake. I seen Public Enemy at a high school in Chesapeake back in the day. I.C. Norcom High School, I believe that was the name of it. I know it was Norcom. I wonder if that school's still open. What's going on, people? So the Diddy saga continues. He said, Diddy is cooked. Bay Area. The land of the Bippers. Puff is about to start talking. Harvey Weinstein got in some type of trouble yesterday, too. I believe that's his name. Somebody sent me a clip. They saying that the diddler might be talking already. Norcom is in Portsmouth. Okay, that's where I seen. He said it's still open. I seen PE there back in the day and shit. PE performed in Norcom, and the Nation of Islam brought PE to Norcom back in probably like 89. Mark Curry better watch out. Diddy's not gonna be in no communal showers, man. Diddy gonna be by himself. He's too high profile. They said Pac is singing Picture Me Rolling right now. Everybody is totally responsible for their own liberty and shit. He was born free, remain free. It's a nice day out here. Look at that. That look like green screen. Green screen dribble. So, yeah, Diddy is dominating the news and shit. I see so many memes and shit, I don't even know what to believe. But there's a question that everybody's posting that I haven't got a proper answer for it yet, so I'll probably share it. I guess I'll share it with y'all. Since when was having orgies against the law? If we fly a little monkey in from the West Coast, a little bit from the South, Is that sex trafficking? Since when has orgies become illegal? He said that video by PE Brothers Gonna Work It Out was in Norfolk, Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach ain't Norfolk, though. I used to live in Norfolk. That ain't Virginia Beach. King Coda said, I'm sick of people saying Hove is next. Yeah, people got a lot of dark energy. I had to correct the nigga in my comments talking that whole shit. Just put everybody black and successful in jail for freak offs. They said Diddy better examine that food he getting. Man, this is day 2 of his incarceration. By tomorrow, he gonna eat that tray. He is. He gonna eat that tray. He gonna look at that shit and say, I'm gonna eat this burger. Y'all can have the rest. Niggas don't be turning down them institutional burgers and chicken patties and shit. They'll take that off the tray. I'm gonna take this. Y'all can have the rest of that shit. The good meals start coming around Thursdays and Fridays and shit. He said, yeah, stomach touching. He's not in long term because he part of those. You fucked that up, homeboy. Burgers, chicken, and fish. The porn stars should be locked up as well. They probably gonna come and testify. They should be a part of the conspiracy. One of my cousins called me yesterday and he said Puff was flying in well-endowed porn industry stars. If you wasn't strapped, he didn't want you coming along. You had to be, you had to be holding 10 inches or better. If not, you couldn't work. He said if he was in state lockup, them COs will be bringing him food on the cuff. Yeah, they will. They will. His charges are the newest and hardest to beat because you can't prove it like a headache. They telling one truth and 1,000 lies. Yeah, they said he was only flying in the best talent, man. It's coercion and force that makes it sex trafficking, not just flying out. How can somebody coerce you to fly on a plane or coerce you, an adult, to come and take your clothes off and get busy? All right. Thank you. Um, I seen somebody follow me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at I am Gully TV _. I posted some information yesterday that said Puff. Well, it was a clip of an interview when Puff was doing an interview and he was telling somebody how the liquor company, he had planned to sue this liquor company, and the liquor company did something that he didn't want them to do. I guess they didn't have some agave for his specific brand or something. It started a conflict, and he flew down to I think Mexico, and the growers didn't have any agave for his specific brand, and he felt some type of way about it. And he told the company that he was working with, if y'all don't give me $100 million, I'm gonna file a lawsuit for racial discrimination or something of that nature. Diageo, yeah, those people. And after that, things seem to go left field for him. Good morning, everybody. Ain't no way I'm gonna be worth $100 million and turn myself in. Turning yourself in never worked out. It's never worked out. It don't, man. Some people try to turn themselves in thinking that they're gonna get mine. That's Chris. Chris, is that you? Tell your pops we need to do that, man. I don't want to disturb him and keep messaging him and shit. I appreciate your $10 super chat. Diageo is a big player in the liquor industry. He said it don't work. Yeah, turning yourself in. they never gave anybody no leniency for turning himself in. As you seen, Puff turned himself in, and they treated him as if he was a killer fugitive and shit. Puff's defense team offered $50 million for bail and agreed to have a police security outside his house to ensure he's not going nowhere, an ankle monitor, and some other shit. And they said, no, you going to jail. That's crazy, right? Peace. He said ever since Puff beat that club shooting case with Sean, the Fed's been on his ass. They lost billions behind his inability to market their product. Diageo owns all the top liquor brands. I heard that. I heard that none of these liquor brands that they was endorsing, Belvedere, Armadale, Ciroc, Cristal, mainly the ones that was endorsed by black people. Armadale, Belvedere, Ciroc. No nigga has ever owned a liquor company and shit. Those were all like partnerships, or they was basically high profile brand ambassadors. They basically signed them niggas up, go ahead, sell this liquor to your people. That's some crazy shit right there. And these niggas was doing it. I mean, it's a business transaction and shit. I mean, it's an adult decision whether or not you want to drink. But, yeah, these niggas agreed to sell the liquor. And they sell it to us. That's a hell of a gaff and shit to have a liquor brand that's not selling and say, yo, we need you to go sell this to your people. And then you had the Ciroc boys and all of this crazy shit. A commodity that wasn't selling. And they use hip hop to sell it to us. Shit. They market that shit to us and shit. He said China Mac on a milk carton now. China Mac got beside himself. China Mac was trying to endorse real nigga policy, and Troy Ave is a snitch, and just doing all kind of shit that's un-Asian. It was un-Asian. You acting like a nigga, man. If it's something that black folks don't accept, it's someone outside of the race acting like a nigga. That's a quick way. Chris, I got your message right away. Okay. Yeah. And Charleston White told him. he accused Charleston White of being racist. And Charleston White said, I ain't got nothing against Chinese people. I got something against Chinese people that act like niggas. Oh, boy. And he said China Mac doing traveling vlogs now. Just tried anything. He started out of blood. Then he aligned himself with Crip Mac, tried to run with Crip Mac, tried to get on his way. Crip Mac went to jail on him. He hit a brick wall, and now he's doing travel blogs. Niggas be doing it. Motherfucker do anything except go get a motherfucking job. You don't have to be in entertainment and shit. You don't. All you have to do is be successful and be able to feed yourself. That's it. Why is everyone infatuated with trying to be a part of entertainment? Go sit your motherfucking ass down somewhere. Him not getting a bond is his fault for all that foolishness. They used that video of him whooping that girl. They said he's dangerous. He poses a threat to society. That's why he's not getting no bond. Boss Vegas stings a little, don't it? Appreciate your super chat. These dudes is lazy. China Mac tried restaurant reviews. Oh, he just tried everything. Everything associated with the online community, he gave it a shot, huh? Why no Bimmy interview? A lot of answers. Yeah, he's silent, settling. Man, Bimmy fucked up Bimmy fucked up all the interviews that I got a lot of Bimmy interviews. I interviewed him in his office. I interviewed him online. He just fucked up all the church's money, man. God damn. I told this nigga. It's his fault too. I told him. I interviewed him when these allegations first came out. I interviewed him. I called him. I said, I got you. We're gonna create a diversion. I got you. I'm gonna ask you such and such questions. I'm gonna protect you. This is your media body armor. After I interviewed him the same day, I interviewed Zip with the drip. I disarmed Zip. I disarmed him. You know, we get on there, we do our thing, our Siskel and Ebert, our Shannon Sharp, and what's the guy? What was Shannon's dude? The Undisputed. You know, people come to see us. They came to hear information about Bimmy, but once me and Zip get on there and do us, it becomes about us. So I gave him a perfect diversion. I said, I got this nigga. This is my man. I got him. Boom. We get on there. I say, Zip, you ain't got no paperwork. He said, you right. He said, you right. Because it was speculation. Zip had his whole presentation. He had everything except the documents. I said, you know, by convict law, you can't do this without documents. Right? Boom. After I interviewed Bimmy go get on 3, 4, 5 other niggas' platforms talking about he didn't do it. That put Zip on his ass. That put him on his ass, man. Zip went and got some more. Zip just kept pressing it. You know what I'm saying? And even still, he still wasn't convicted. He convicted himself by getting on camera. He got on one of these Mikey B or some shit and said, I signed the affidavit. I said, God damn. He said it himself. He busted himself. He said it himself. Fucking around with these cameras, man. He fucked around and said it in front of the whole class. And when he said it, aha. He did. Zip said, I got your ass now. Why did you sign an affidavit? For what reason did you have to sign an affidavit? Once he said out of his mouth, he signed the affidavit, it was over with. It was over with. And then more and more content came out. And Info Minds, Timbo, he's from Queens. He's from like the South Side and shit like that. When those types of platforms don't offer you no solitude, he went and did a presentation with Big Nose Troy's son. That means Southside ain't on your side and shit. That means they not on your side. So you did something to some people. You've interrupted the general. Man, you done fucked up. He said, you told him and Mr. Curry. I did. Somebody asked me, was Mark gonna be in any trouble? I said, shit. He might be. He put himself at the scene of the crime. He said that they was roofing bitches. They had certain champagne bottles. If he get arrested, if he get in any type of static about this shit, or testify, because he might be called to testify, I'm gonna laugh like a motherfucker. I'm gonna have a whole comedy party online. China Mac was interjecting in shit that had nothing to do with him. Nothing to fucking do with him. How you Chinese talking about what's real nigga shit? Man, your people don't even respect that. Your people don't even respect that, what you doing. You have to be an outcast amongst your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure your people at least got a nail salon somewhere or a Chinese restaurant. You know the business that they be in. But you don't want to be a part of that. You wants to be a hoodlum thug and shit, embarrassing your people and shit. He said, they don't listen. Stay out the way. You told them guys they don't listen. How's your relationship with Bimmy? I stopped talking to Bimmy. I never spoke to him again. It had nothing to do with him allegedly ratting, because I was still talking to him after the zip with the drip shit. I was still talking to him like every couple of days, like almost every day and shit, because the heat was on and he wanted to vent. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped fucking with him when I started seeing him on Mikey T and these different platforms, and I said to myself, oh, in his quest to clear his name, he ran around to all of these platforms, and with the information that came out of this was, oh, you talking to all of us, not just during this, these accusations. You've been talking to all of us. So that means you talking about me to niggas. That's how I felt. So I stopped fucking with him. If you talk to niggas that I don't fuck with, you talking to them about me. You feel me? This is real shit. You one of them niggas that's everybody's friends, want to be cool with everybody. You probably a rat, because when you do shit like that, you're showing that you don't have any strength. You're not an individual. You dig what I'm saying? You can't stand on. He had no standards. He had no standards. You dig what I'm saying? What the fuck is you doing talking to Mikey T? What the fuck is you doing talking to Hassan and shit like that? This is not gangster. This is not thorough. And that nigga that you be with ain't thorough. 10 toes down, he ain't thorough. So you talking about me to these niggas. You have to. You know why I say this? Because these niggas that I found out that you talked to, you was talking to me about them. You feel me? He was talking to me about these same. I'm like, you fuck with them? You was talking about them niggas to me. So you gotta be talking about me to them. Let me get the fuck away from you, man. Straight like that. I never fucked with him again and shit. It wasn't nothing personal. It's just, I don't fuck around like that. You know what I'm saying? I know what's real. I know what's thorough. I'm never gonna step away from authenticity. My nigga, you ain't right. You fuck with everybody. And then I thought to myself, how did you meet Bemmy? I didn't. He cut into me. He cut into me during the Haitian Jack shit. You feel me? And I said to myself, man, you fuck with Big U. You fuck with Whack 100. Like, you fuck with too many niggas that ain't no fucking good, my nigga. Like, I gotta get the fuck away from you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're giving off informant vibes. A motherfucker to be mingling with everybody and shit. That's some informant shit. Go over there and see what them niggas on. Go over there and see what them niggas on. Go over there and see what them niggas on. That's informant shit. You dig? That's informant shit. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta get the fuck away from this nigga. This nigga ain't right. He don't got no standards. He not right. Same with Whack 100. You see how Whack 100 be in everybody's business, fucking with everybody? And these niggas be fucking with him. That's informant shit. That's counterintelligence shit. Go on over there with them niggas and see what the fuck they doing. Yeah, everybody's friend and shit. Kevin, you better shut the fuck up before you get kicked out this chat. Word up. So the topic is, can I kick it? I do these from time to time. Did you ever feel easy being around Haitian Jack, knowing he was a stick-up kid? Did you feel like he might stab you in the back? I was only around him for about 3-4 days. I sized him up from the time I got there. I met him at the airport. I looked him up and down. I whooped this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he ain't got no pistol or nothing like that, he's 60 years old, man. This motherfucker can't do nothing with me. Like, everything gonna be cool and shit. Like, I wasn't worried about none of that type of shit going on. So he said 10 calls himself a journalist, but he's really a story spin. He ain't no goddamn journalist. The key word, the root word of journalist is to journal. That means to write. Ain't none of these niggas wrote anything. Ain't none of these niggas know. That's a new word to these niggas. Algorithm's a new word to these niggas. These niggas don't even got no fucking education. How the fuck you a journalist? He said, Gully, you got me dying. You gotta size a motherfucker up, man. You gonna be alone with the motherfucker, man. This motherfucker like taking shit from people and shit. You know what I mean? The fuck? He said, what's up with that loose cannon Meek Mill diss? I'm a media outlet. I'm responsible for sharing urban media from all coasts, the right coast, the left coast, down south, the north, Canada. You know what I'm saying? He sent it to me. I said, what's this, partner? He said, this is my Meek Mill diss. It's called Booty Warrior. Will you upload it? I said, sure. You dig? I'm just doing my job. I don't want to be accused of prejudice, man, or, you know what I'm saying, being biased and shit like that. So, hey, man, if you don't like it, don't fuck with it. If not, you know, if you like it, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. But I did my part. Man, I wish you shut your ass up, man. I hate this dog next door. Billie Jean, I appreciate your super chat. Shh. Hate this damn dog next door, man. I'm ready to throw a brick at him. This motherfucker cramping my style. And he a mutt. Any news on the brother still sucking on the Werther's original? I don't know what that was about, man. That was some funny shit, though. That was the bid. Good morning, everybody. It's 600 people here. Like the video. I came to kick it with you for a minute. Y'all, do y'all mind if I kick it? Can I kick it? Came to kick it with y'all for a minute. He said, is it a bully? Hell no. It's a fucking mutt. This motherfucker got big ass beagle ears and shit. Hound, basset hound ears. Got a pit bull face. He said, what's on your workout regimen? I did chest yesterday. Decline, incline, flies, all of that. I'm sore as a motherfucker. That's why I'm here. Normally I don't be on here this early. I be in the gym and shit. The dog is trying to warn you about the Haitians eating cats. That statement is going to turn the election. Them Haitian people is going to vote against him. He probably lost the election by saying that stupid shit. I was watching a news story about Springfield, Ohio, and Springfield is a small town that was kind of like dying, and they got like 12,000 Haitians there. I don't know where they came from, directly from Haiti or wherever, but it's a lot of Haitians there and shit. He made that remark about Springfield, Ohio. And now they got literature circulating in Springfield, Ohio, saying Haitians get out, and, you know, people saying that it's the Ku Klux Klan and shit. And it's just bad. It's bad. They said when it's really Spanish people eating all them animals. Y'all tripping, yo. Y'all can't take that and run with that, man. Like, you think they're going to tie a superseding indictment to Diddy down the road for Shakir Stewart and Chris Lighty? I don't know if he did anything to Chris Lighty. I don't know if he did anything to Shakir Stewart, but they definitely, Shakir Stewart's mom said that Diddy bust her son in the head in Italy at a wedding. Puff was putting in work on niggas. He was. He said, what you think about Little Sean on Math Hopper saying he's going to punish you for letting Jack speak on him like that? Little Sean never said he's going to do anything to me. Why would you come in here with that misinformation? Why would you come in here with that misinformation? Who the fuck is scared of a nigga named Little Sean? An adult named Little Sean. Why do they keep interviewing that nigga? Don't nobody know your music, fam. Don't nobody know your music. Don't nobody know his fucking music, man. Why do they keep interviewing him? You know what I'm saying? He talk about the same shit. Scooter and them niggas. Scooter and them niggas. And the fact that he was around, it was his music, it was his session at Quad Studio that day. Don't nobody know you before the session or after the session, my nigga. He said he was the 80s elk. Man, I was listening to hip hop in the 80s. That nigga was a nothing in the 80s. Do you remember a Little Sean song? Do you? Who the fuck is Little Sean? They keep talking. They said he was active. He was not active. He was hanging around niggas that was active. Haitian Jack called him a whore. Haitian Jack called him a whore on Gully, on Haitian Jack Speaks 1, my documentary. He said Little Sean is a whore. They keep interviewing him so he could talk about the same stories over and over. Tupac, I got in the car and Jack and Tupac. Man, stop it, man. Like, stop it. Ain't y'all tired of motherfuckers going on? They said hickeys on your chest. Ain't y'all tired of motherfuckers going on all these platforms saying the same shit over and over? Go get a job. It's over. Stop trying to extend your relevancy. You got nothing coming. You don't got no documentary coming. You don't got no movie on your life coming. Nobody's interested. Only time people let you speak is if you're talking about Tupac or Haitian Jack. You have no story. God damn, the same shit over and over and over. Y'all don't know what a motherfucker who's irrelevant sound like? Motherfuckers keep asking me what I think about that interview. He ain't never been relevant or interesting. It was his studio session. You feel me? It was just his studio session that shit happened at. That's it. He said, can't get no job with no skills. Flipping fries get you $15 to $17 an hour. Little Sean interview was hard to listen to. Didn't really make much sense trying to sound fake deep. He said, I went to Jamaica to meet Ricky Lee and shit. I was over there with Bryce Wilson from Groove Theory and Ricky Lee and shit. What happened to Kanye West? I thought his story about Chubb Rock was dope. That's all he can tell you is about other people. We need to start taking notice when people don't have a story. Vlad is a master of interviewing people who don't have a story. Like, he'll get a motherfucker on his platform and just start asking them about other people and shit. You dig what I'm saying? He'll just keep... That's what he do with Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo was a part of G-Unit. Tony Yayo's contributions to hip-hop was an album, and he was a part of G-Unit. But after telling his story is this big, you feel me? To make him have some staying power, you have to ask him about Bangum Smurf, Maserati Fox, Haitian Jack, 50 Cent, over and over and over and over and over. This is the truth. That's not a diss. This is the truth. This is the truth. He said, you're right. The whole interview be about somebody else. Everything else is 50 Cent. Yeah. You got to understand when you're being trimmed, man. It's about his perspective. People are entertained by, not his story. I would be fucking offended if someone keeps asking me about someone else when I have a story of my own. Some niggas don't have a story of their own. They don't. You know what I'm saying? It actually makes you look small and irrelevant. It do. It do. He said, don't forget Jimmy Henchman. Yeah. They might as well interview the bartenders that was at the spots these niggas went to. Correct. He didn't smack his son. He didn't smack his son. Lodi Mack did that. And Jimmy Henchman put him down for that. He did. Good morning. Some people have to name a third party to make themselves bigger. It actually makes them small, in my opinion. I remember when Vlad interviewed Large Professor, he asked him nothing but Nas questions. It's a shame. Turning down Puff's 50 million was a statement. Yeah, it ain't about your money, it's about your ass. They said that Cassie is more than likely gonna testify. If he go to trial, she's gonna be the star witness. She's gonna get up there and damage him about that incident that happened on camera. They tell you in court the worst type of evidence, the most powerful type of evidence, the most powerful type of evidence is physical evidence. That's the only physical evidence we've seen was that videotape. How's the no weed journey? That's long behind me, man. Gene Deal said he was state. Gene Deal is fucking annoying. I just seen a video of him, man. He had on a Houston Astros fitted Houston Astros jersey, a chain. I'm like, look at this fucking monkey. Look at this fucking monkey, man. This nigga just talked his way up on trying to dress like a goddamn rapper. He said he old school fly. Man, Gene is damn near 60 years old. Gene is damn near 60 years old. You wait till you 60 to wear a fitted hat. Yeah, looking like Fabulous in 2003. I'm annoyed by that. Like, look at this fucking monkey. Just kept talking and talking and talking. Went on tour talking. Have you seen the show Fight Night? It's based on a real robbery. No. The minute 27 timestamp is when Sean mentioned you. Little Sean never mentioned me, man. Somebody would have told me that by now. And if he did, so what? So what? Don't nothing about him strike me as violent. It don't. Don't forget I'm an ex-con. I could look at a nigga from head to toe and assess him right on the spot. He's not with the shits. He's not gonna do nothing. You feel me? The shit that he was saying, that the nigga's song was called Hickeys on Your Chest. Do that sound like a motherfucker that's gonna do something to somebody? He said he sound like he hates you too. Do you have an OnlyFans account? I did. You can Google it. It was called OnlyFans for her. You can Google it. The pictures are still up there and shit. That was about 4 years ago. Why they saying Tupac was snitching in a Vibe interview about Puffy and Biggie setting him up? A lot of shit that Tupac did would be considered snitching by today's standards, but back in the day, against all odds and shit like that, he was saying people's names and shit. That hadn't been done before. Those people that he was naming, they weren't rappers. BG Newman, you getting kicked out for being corny. Got a low tolerance for corny shit, man. He said, trust me, he did. That's why I'm telling you. Who gives a fuck? He's not relevant. He's not relevant. He's not relevant, man. I don't know why they keep interviewing him. Uncasa hit me up and asked me what did I think about the interview. I'm like, I didn't watch the shit. I just seen clips. And he was The clips that I seen, everything that you just said, he was trying to sound too deep. They would ask him a question, and he'd go off into some space shit. And he said, "What exactly? Why is we talking about Little Sean and shit?" South Africa, what up? My girl went to school with Sean. She didn't mention any gangster shit about him. Explain to the younger generation if Tupac was considered the best in '96, or was it just propaganda after his death? Nah, he was not considered the best. He was, in '96, he was fighting and campaigning to be the best, but '96 was the summer of It Was Written. Nas was the best in '96. Nas had the biggest reputation in '96. He did. He did. He did. He did. He did. Ready to Die was in '94. Life After Death was in after he died. It was Esco. This was Escobar season. I'm being for real with you, right? Everybody that was there, it was Nas, right? Jay-Z, you had to that shit. You had to catch up to that. Like that, Jay-Z came out that summer, but when we first heard Jay-Z, that it was that on the Nutty Professor joint. Me, anyway. Ain't no nigga like the one I got, or whatever that song was. Him and Foxy Brown and shit. That shit was like some popcorn shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the album came out, and you like, all right. But it wasn't fucking with It Was Written. Not then and not now. I'm just being for real and shit. It wasn't. Nas had the reputation of King Kong back then. He said that song was terrible. Hell yeah. That shit was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack. He said Hov was out in '96, but Esco had it. He did. He had that freestyle. Spark the lie with the 840, I fly. Pretty thug, show no love. It's like when doves cry. Maybe I'm just too demanding. Park the land and Mark Buchanan. Fuck a job, I'm a Josh scrambling. Que pasa, Pablo Stone Cabron at the airport. Demar picked me up in the truck. Jewy chunky like fuck, never scared to get stuck. You had to been there. You had to been there. That wasn't on Nas' album and shit. That was in the hood. That was on mixtapes and shit. He said Gully tripping, all eyes on me. Man, I was there. I seen Tupac in concert, man. I was there. I was there. By the time the summer came, All Eyes on Me was burnt out, man. Motherfuckers played that shit the whole winter. That shit was burnt out. That summer, it was the Lost Boys, Nas, the Fugees. The East started like coming back and shit. And Tupac was mainly the only one from the West Coast that was banging real, real hard. You know what I mean? It was other people, like maybe Spice One and shit like that, but I'm just keeping it real. It was the East. The East had it. They did. I had all them CDs. He said the 7-day theory was better than It Was Written. Razcast, that was Soul on Ice. I'm not gonna go through the Don Illuminati 7-day theory. That was Machiavelli, right? You could say Machiavelli was probably better than It Was Written. It depends on how you feel and shit. Some days you might Machiavelli, some days it might be It Was Written. But I'm just telling you, at the time, Tupac did a lot of shit that it like demanded attention and shit. Like he was just he was like a troublemaker and shit. That's what he appeared to be, a troublemaker. Fuck Mob Deep, fuck Biggie, fuck Bad Boy. Like he was a troublemaker. People don't be wanting to say that, and the whole he was the best. It became after his death, and the whole Biggie it was the greatest of all time. That came after his death. They wasn't saying he was the greatest of all time when he was living. They wasn't saying that about neither one of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I was on the block getting money. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like, the songs that was big by Biggie back then was collaborations and shit. Like, um, you know, Can't You See with Total? Give me all the chicken heads from Pasadena to Medina. That, he had the joint with 112. Like, it was his collaboration songs and shit. Ready to Die, it was cool until the Purple Tape came out, till Raekwon came out, and that knocked that out of the rotation. I'm telling you, I had whips back then. I had a big ass book of CDs. Music was getting knocked out of the rotation. Biggie got knocked out of the rotation by the Purple Tape. I'm telling you, this is no lie. I'm telling you the truth. Then Esco came. The Purple Tape had Nas on it. It had Nas on Verbal Intercourse. So this was like a big fucking deal and shit. Like these songs, these CDs that I'm telling you about, this was lifestyle music. Like we was dressing like them CDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Them CDs came with a dress code and shit, a fresh game and shit. You know what I mean? Iceberg, Woo Wear. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Coogee, like all these, that's having great impact on society and shit. When music changes the way you dress and shit like that. He said, I just met Spice One. Yeah, I interviewed him briefly. A cool dude. Subscribe to the channel. He said, Iron Man. Iron Man was a heavy. He said the B-side with the Brat. What happened to your man from Philly that was super Biggie fan? He was nice at rapping. That's Odie. He in the feds. I tried to save him. I did. So where was Tupac in 96? Where would you put him? I just told you. He was starting trouble. He was starting trouble. He was. He was. Raekwon influenced Nas' fresh game when he came back and out 96. Them niggas influenced, they influenced all of us. Mace relaxed the game when he dropped. He had his own lane. I agree. Niggas be like, damn, man, why you kick me out the chat? How is Odie? Odie in the feds and shit. He got caught in a Fed case in West Virginia. Queensbridge had it on lock. That's the truth. Tupac was starting trouble, man. He was starting trouble. He did hit him up. Then it was like shit that was coming out in the hood, like on mixtapes. Like it's other shit besides like hit him up. He was starting trouble. He was starting trouble. He was starting trouble. He said, yeah, starting trouble because that's what got people's attention. Yeah, he said Death Row had it locked. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They was doing a thing, but I was there. That's not true. I went to the Death Row show. I seen them niggas 9 in the morning, feds at my door. Blue Cortez streak across the hardwood floor. I seen that live and shit. Them niggas was on stage riding them bikes. Everybody was there except for Snoop. He was on trial for murder. Tupac was loud and a liar. Hit 'Em Up is outrageously overrated. That song isn't all that, I'm sorry. It was kind of like shocking and shit. The Dog Pound was popping. They was. But that was all in the winter. The Dog Pound played through the winter. The All Eyes on Me, that was all in the winter. It was snow outside when that shit was hot. He said, come on, Gully, Death Row was a $300 million company. Nobody was hitting those numbers in the 90s. I'm being truthful with you. The success of Death Row wasn't just Tupac. It wasn't. You had Lady of Rage. You had the Dog Pound. The Dog Pound was a factor. And then you had the Above the Rim soundtrack. That was all of them. All of them was on that. They was on the Jason's Lyrics soundtracks, too. We not factoring in soundtracks. Soundtracks was a big deal back then. And them niggas used to be on them soundtracks. Nate Dogg, yeah. They was on the Backstage CD. No, the show. It was a documentary called The Show, and it had a CD. The CD was popping. Tupac had a song on there called On My Block. California artists always put their albums out in the winter, but it lasts in the summer, depending on where you at. Interesting. Look up Quincy Jones' Body Heat. Then look up How Do You Want It by Tupac and ask yourself, why would Quincy clear that after he disrespected his daughters? Money. He said, you from the East Coast, I get why you feel like that. I'm being fucking for real. I'm somebody from the East Coast that was listening. I just told you I was at the Death Row show. I was listening to both coasts. I was listening to it, man. And everything I just told you. In the wintertime, that winter, which would be the winter of 95, because it turned to the summer of 96. The winter of 95, that was all Dog Pound and all Eyes on Me, that double disc. By the time it started getting warm outside, started to shift. He said, I'm 53 and I'm from Oakland. Pac was king in 96. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. Tupac attacked Nas for no reason. That's how you know that Nas was the nigga. Nas didn't do nothing to Tupac. There was no reason for Tupac to start fucking with Nas. Nas did nothing to that man. He said nothing to that man. You dig? He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. Why would Nas, somebody with Nas's pedigree, disagree with someone who made a song called Dear Mama? Why would Nas go against that? It don't even make sense. It don't. Nas is for shit like that. Pac was the shit in 96 though. I'm not saying he wasn't, but it wasn't the way they asked me to explain what it was like then, because people try to act like him and Biggie, like they say Biggie's the greatest of all time. Nobody was saying that when he was living. Nobody was saying that when he was living. Same with Tupac. Nobody was saying he was the greatest of all time. But Nas, they were saying he's going to be the greatest. This is the next Rakim. This is what they were saying about Nas. Nas came with a fucking a buzz or a reputation. Like, you knew what to expect, like what was about to happen. Everything that he ended up being, they were saying it about him. He said, why Nas never responded. Nas called Pac a fake thug. When did he call him a fake thug? When did he say Tupac's a fake thug? Pac thought Nas dissed him on a message. Mobb Deep said, Thug Life, we still living it. They wasn't talking to Tupac, but he assumed that they were talking about him, and he just jumped off the deep end on them niggas. Nas had a mini documentary on Video Music Box. He was the golden child. Exactly. Exactly. He said they too young, Gully. They asked me, so I'm trying to bring them up to date. I was 18 when this was going on. All of this shit that we talking about, I was 18. Nas never dissed the Tupac. I don't know where y'all got that shit from. Fake thug, no love. You get the slug, see before gusto. Who said that was about Tupac? Everybody was using the word thug. That word didn't belong to him. He probably made it popular, but let's get this understood, right? Them niggas was Tupac fans. Nas and Mobb Deep and all of them niggas was Tupac fans. Tupac came out in like 1990 or 91. Them niggas wasn't on yet. Them niggas still in the projects, listening to If My Homies Call, listening to I Get Around. Like, niggas was listening to that shit. Before them niggas got on, them niggas was Tupac fans. They was. They said, Gully, a girl mad at you. She banging the dishes and pots. Oh, shit. I don't know. Pac wasn't that popular initially. Before 96, he made a lot of songs that was like for girls and shit. That was my perception of Tupac. Tupac was like for the girls and shit. He was always running around with his shirt off. Girls was crazy about him from the gate. From early on, chicks was crazy about the nigga and shit. He made songs for the girls. I Get Around. When my Brenda's Got a Baby. It seemed like he had a lot of music for chicks and shit. Anyway, that's an hour, man. I appreciate y'all coming through to kick it with me. Make sure y'all follow. How do you feel about them saying DMX or Jack and Pac style? I disagree. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at IamGullyTV_. Excuse me. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at IamGullyTV_. Twitter, GullyTV1. Go to my website, therealdribble.com, and get you some merch. All right? And y'all have a great afternoon. Peace.